You know when you go to text somebody and then you end up just deleting it and putting your phone away, even though there's some part of you that really wants to reach out to them? Here's what's really going on. Pushing people away is not your personality. It's a wall your nervous system built when closeness wasn't safe. And it happens all before you can even think. That sudden need for space, the urge to cancel, that's not a choice, it's a reflex. Even the feeling that you prefer to be alone is typically isn't a preference. It was installed. So in this video, we're going to talk about how that wall got built in the first place, why it keeps going up even around safe people, and how that protection eventually just became your personality. Because you didn't choose that wall. You just stopped seeing it. Let's start with where this wall came from. Because in order to trust anything in this video, you need to see the wall getting built. So if we go back into your past far enough, there's going to be a time where closeness cost you something. Maybe you were ignored or you had something thrown in your face, and you realized that needing people guaranteed that you got hurt. Your system was watching all of that, and it was taking notes. And it did the smartest thing it could with the tools that it had. It started adding distance. A little space here, canceled plan there. It built that wall one brick at a time. And here's the thing, it worked. That hurt stopped reaching you. And your system jotted that down as a successful process of protecting you. The problem is that it never got the memo that you're actually safe now. So the wall you built wasn't a mistake. It was the smartest thing your system could do at the time. And keep that in mind as it changes everything as we go through the rest of this video. If you're finding this valuable, like and subscribe. It really helps get this to the people who need it. Okay, so that explains back then. But why does that wall keep going up now, even when people have done nothing wrong and they're people you actually like? You know that feeling when somebody starts getting close and out of nowhere you start getting irritated? Or you feel this need for space? The plans you were looking forward to all of a sudden start feeling like pressure, and you find yourself reaching for some reason to cancel. That's the wall going up. And notice you didn't decide anything. It's all happening before you can even think about it. All that you notice is you're there in the moment and you just don't feel like it anymore. This is why you'll find well-meaning people that will tell you to push past your feelings. You have to beast mode. But the truth is, it's a signal coming from your nervous system. You see, your system doesn't stop to check if somebody's safe. It learned a long time ago that people are dangerous, and it's not going to take any chances. So as someone gets close, the alarm goes off. Not because there's something wrong right now, but because at some point in your past, it wrote that rule into your system. Pulling away isn't a decision, it's a reflex. If you want to dive more into why you might be isolating, I built an interactive tool on my website. I'll explain more of that at the end. And here's the strangest part. The wall we've been talking about, it disappeared. If you run this reflex for long enough, it stops seeming like something is happening to you, and it just seems like it's you. 10, 20 years of running this reflex, and it stops seeming like you need space. It just becomes who you are. You're independent, you're picky, you don't like difficult people, you just like being alone. It's like there's this sign on the wall that got repainted. It used to say keep out or danger, and now it just says this is who I am. And I'm not saying this from some sort of mountaintop. I lived this most of my life. Thought I was just super introverted, couldn't make it work with people, I was better off alone. And if I'm really honest about it, it was something deeper. I never wanted to be seen, I never wanted to be heard. The thing I would always say to myself is that I just wanted to be dust in the wind. And somewhere in my 20s, I started to notice something. That there were really two sides. There was that wanting to be dust in the wind and unseen, but then there was a quieter voice that actually wanted to connect with people. And it took me some time of researching and sitting with it to realize that none of this was a preference. I just stopped seeing that wall that it built. And look, some of that is real. Wanting some distance or spending some time alone, that's how a lot of us genuinely recharge. You don't have to be a total extrovert. But take an honest look in the mirror and ask yourself, if it truly felt safe to be close to people all the way through your body, would you still be choosing as much distance as you currently are? For most people, I think that answer is going to be a no. So, what do you do with all of this? And I know what the instinct is, just tear that wall down, get out there, you can do it. Don't do any of that. All that's going to do is make all those protective parts in you fight you even harder, and you'll just continue the spiral. That's why all that you can do it, be positive, it just doesn't work. It's not what you want to do. The real change is much smaller than that. It's noticing the wall as a wall, not your personality. Because a personality, that's a life sentence. But if it's a wall, you can work with that. The reality is you're not messed up. You're just guarded. And I'm sure there's a very good reason why you've been guarded your whole life. And once you see this wall as a wall that's just protecting you, you'll notice something else. There's a door. And that door, it's always been there. So the next time someone's getting close, I implore you to experiment with that moment. If your nervous system starts wanting to pull you away, stay with it. Not in a place where you get overwhelmed, but just enough to notice. Are you able to stay there? Is your nervous system able to update and realize that, oh no, this is actually a safe moment? If you want to see your pattern more clearly, I created that interactive tool on my website. And what it is I actually laid out my own pattern at one point in time when I was dealing with this, and I put it on the website, and you can kind of see what was going on with me and see what parts of that apply to your life. There's actually a workbook that accompanies it, and you can go through there and kind of create your own loop. So until next time, my friend, keep trusting your gut, keep trusting your intuition. See ya.